Worn battery wraps. Yeah, worn battery wraps. They are probably one of the most dangerous things that you can have on a mod. Something I've been looking at around lately. Very few people have been actually telling anyone how to go about doing a battery rewrap. Well, that's what we're going to take care of today with this tutorial. So sit back, grab yourself a vape, grab yourself your drink of choice, and let's get to it. All right? Talk to you in a few. Hey everybody, Joe here. Nice of you to join me today. Thanks for coming. All right, what we're going to be taking a look at today is a part of battery safety. Okay, this is something I have been noticing is probably the ugly stepchild of vaping. Everybody and his brother wants to know about what the latest mod is, what it can do, how high can it go, how many watts can it pump out. They want to know what the latest tank dripper RDTA is, how much volume the thing can punch out, whether or not it's got flavor like biting into an apple or if it's like biting into a piece of paper. Yeah, you get the idea. This little thing here, this little battery, is probably the single most important piece of equipment that you have as a vapor. Well, next to your juice, which gives you nicotine, but without this, you can't produce the heat necessary to produce the vapor from your juice. Your mod's not going to work, whether or not it's a mech mod or whether it's a regulated mod, whether it can do 300 watts or 30 watts, it doesn't matter. Without this little baby, you ain't going nowhere, okay? And the most overlooked thing on this little baby here is that right there. That plain flesh-colored little thing that you're seeing there, the wrap. If this wrap gets damaged, you can turn around, you can wind up shorting out the positive and negative terminals, which is going to turn around and cause this little battery here to go into catastrophic failure. If that goes into catastrophic failure, you're going to have a very, very bad day. Seriously. And this kind of damage, this is from ordinary use. This is not somebody popping one of these things into their pocket and having it rattle around with change or keys or anything like that. That can easily be taken care of by one of these things. Plastic case. This wrap, okay, is important because it prevents, while it's in the mod, the two terminals coming together for whatever reason. It provides the electrical insulation between those two terminals and make sure that this is going to do its job and do it well without turning around and giving you a very bad day. Now, you don't have to go dropping these things on concrete or doing anything to them to cause this wrap to have an issue. Just ordinary, everyday use, popping it into and out of your mod will cause some kind of damage, usually right up here on the edge on the positive side. Because usually when you're popping it in, you take the negative side, like, for example, my little rouleau here. Pop this off the back here. When you take this battery, well, that's the wrong one. When you take this battery here, one of these back batteries, like this, you see you have the spring-loaded contact or the silicone dot-loaded contact, whatever it is. This is the adjustable one here. The one on the bottom is a fixed contact. You take this and you put this in like so. I'm going to put this like so. Now you see that back edge there? Even if you push up on it and push it into place, the edge, that edge right there, is going to develop wear on it. And sooner or later, that edge is going to wear through on that wrap. No matter how good your wrap is, it's going to wear through. As you're going to see when I turn around and when we go down to the build cam on a couple of batteries that I've been using since only May of this year, okay? These batteries are something that you actually have to keep an eye on. If you see any kind of wear on these batteries at all, come back here, refer to this tutorial. Change your wraps. Please, please, I beg you. Don't go running around until you got big gouges out of the side of your battery wrap and you got the top terminals are so worn that just looking at them will turn around and cause them to short. Okay? Having said all of that, let's go down to the build deck now. Let me show you how to safely dewrap and then rewrap a 18650 battery. Now these are 18650 batteries I'll be doing here. This is exactly the same procedure, exactly the same thing that you're going to do if you have a 26650 battery. Any one of the batteries that we use in vaping, this tutorial is going to be totally appropriate for. Okay? There are companies out there where you can get pre-cut wraps like I'm going to be using here today, but there's also companies out there where you can get long, continuous rolls of wrapping material and then cut them down to your own size. So if you got an 18350 or an 18450 that you might happen to be using, you can turn around and get one of those big long roll tubes, cut it down to the size, and still use this kind of procedure here to make sure that you're as safe as you can possibly be. Okay? All right, I've jabbered my jowls enough. Let's head on down to the build deck and take a look and see what's going on with this. All right? See you down below decks. Okay, here we are down on the build deck. Sorry it took so long. I needed a vape for a minute there. All right, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be rewrapping a battery. Okay, I'm going to do one here live. Now, I've already done one of the set of two that's here previously, so that way you can see what's going to be happening. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. All right, now this one battery here that you see here, this is the original color and the original wrapping that it came in from the manufacturer. This is the one I just did. Now I know this is showing up as blue on here, but this is actually a purple. Why the camera is showing it as blue, I have no idea, but it is. Okay, so I'm going to put those over there. Now everything that I need to do this rewrap is right here on my table, except for two things. One is a pot holder. Now the reason why I'm putting this here is for the simple reason I don't want the heat coming from the hairdryer to damage my build deck. So that's one. The next thing is going to be the hairdryer. Now the hairdryer that you should use is probably the highest wattage hairdryer that you can get your hands on. Now this is a 1875 watt hairdryer. I have been using this for many years. As you can see, the handle no longer clicks into place. It kind of flops around all over the place. But this is still a perfectly good hairdryer. It works fine. It's just that the handle is a little funky, kind of sort of like its owner. So yeah, you want to get the highest wattage hairdryer that you can get. Now if you don't have a hairdryer, these things are not that expensive. They're maybe 20-25 bucks, and you can use them for a lot of different things around the house, not just doing battery wraps or drying your hair. So yeah, it's always best to get like the highest wattage one that you can get, and this way you have a lot of potential coming from it. You know, more bang for your buck. What can I tell you? All right, so let's move this stuff out of the way for right now so I can show you what we're going to be doing here. Now, as I said, this is the way the battery came from the manufacturer. Now, I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me whack the focus in here so you can see. Now, as you can see from running in and out of a couple of different mods, you see that silver that's showing through there? That's a no-no, okay? That is the case of the battery showing through, and this is potentially an issue in the making. All right, so if you ever see your batteries getting like this, do a rewrap on them immediately or as soon as you can. Now, this battery, I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview here of what this battery is. This here top piece here, this one right here, this is the plus side of your battery, the positive side of your battery. This is your negative side. The entire case running from here all the way down here, the entire can of the battery is the negative side of the battery. You do not, I repeat, do not want this side here to electrically come in contact with this. It will ruin your day, I guarantee you. So what we're going to do is we're going to be taking this case off, the wrap here, very, very gently. And what I'm going to be using is this little X-Acto tool. Now, this X-Acto tool is metal, and if it were to come across between the battery case here and that little centerpiece there, it would cause a short circuit and cause this battery to want to go into thermal runaway and possibly vent in my pores, which we're not going to do. All right, now let me zoom this thing back out again here and zoom this out so you can see what we're doing. All right, now these battery covers that we're going to be replacing with, now I know this is showing up as blue here. This is actually purple. You have quite a few different color ranges that you can get in these things. Now, the reason why I have all these different colors is because I got quite a few different sets of batteries that I'm going to be changing the wraps on in next week or so. So I got a whole mess of them. Now, this pack of 10 that you see here, this cost me $1. $1. Okay? I mean, really, for $1, to save your batteries and to save you from having a major hassle and possibly get hurt in the process, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Come on. It's like spending 50 cents for a battery case, so if you have to carry your batteries around in your pocket, you don't wind up having them vent on you, all right? So it comes in a nice baby blue, a translucent blue, a red, a white, lime green, yellow, a mauve pink, and purple. Now, as you can see here, the difference between it, this is actually purple, this is not blue. So, yeah, you can have them all different colors. All right, like I said, they were $1. Now, when you buy these, okay, I got these from IMR Battery down in Houston, Texas. Like I said, these cost me $1 each. Also, while you're at it and you're in the same order these. These are the insulator tops. That's that black piece that you see here. Only these come in white. Now, the nice thing about these is they have a self-adhesive backing to them, which means placing them and making sure that they're in the right position, and if, God forbid, this wrap should come off, they won't come off, unlike this insulator that's here, which is just a little donut of plastic that's sitting here and is being held on by the battery wrap here. Okay, if this comes off, that goes bye-bye. This and the case can come in contact. Now you've got a venting battery, okay? This is designed here to keep that from happening. Now, I'll talk to you more about that in a minute or two. But, yeah, this is what you're going to need to turn around and do your battery. Now, like I said, this is an X-Acto tool. It is metal. If it comes in contact between the negative case of this battery and that positive button top, it's going to short out the battery. So we're going to be using this very, very carefully. Also, you do not want to just take this thing and go zip like this, and that will put a scar into the metal of the battery, which will have sharp edges popping up. Because whenever you cut into something, whatever you're cutting into is going to go fold out a little bit away from the cut. Now, those sharp edges could running into and out of we'll say like a tube mech, could cause this thing to abrade on those sharp edges and cause it to come in contact with the case of the mod and cause it to short out. So what you're going to do is you're going to be using this, but you're going to be using it very, very gently and very carefully. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is you're going to take your X-Acto tool and you're going to work it gently between the wrap that's on your old wrap on the battery and the metal case, and you're going to work it in there so that way the tip just comes in underneath between the two of them, and then you're going to push it through, and you're going to gently, with a slight sawing motion, cut through that little overwrap that's there. Okay, when you get to a certain point, it's going to start bunching up like you just saw there. You come back and you start doing it in the opposite direction until you get something sort of like that. All right, and you just pull that away like that. Now, when you see this happening here, all right, see that happening? That's what you want to have happen, because now what you're going to do is you're going to take, all right, let me get the focus in on this. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to take your X-Acto knife or something similar to that, and you're going to slide it in the flat of the blade against the case of the battery, and you're going to slide it in between your old wrap and the case of the battery, just like that. And then you're going to lift it up a little bit, and you're going to cut. Fold it back. press it in underneath like that, turn it, cut, peel it back a little bit, okay? Put it in underneath between the battery and the wrap case, and lift it off. Now, once you get it done to a certain point, and you can pull it away. Now you see, there's no sharp edges here. There's a little bit of scraping on the battery, but there's nothing there. There's no sharp edges or any digs into the metal of the battery or anything like that. So now you're going to just take this and you're going to peel it off. And you see what happened there? The little insulator top, as soon as I peeled it back, that came flying off. That's not good, because now, let me zoom in on this so you can see exactly what I'm talking about here. Now, as you can see here, you have the positive part of the battery here. You have the negative case here. And you see this little white stuff here, right there? That's insulating material that is keeping this negative side electrically isolated from this positive side. Now, if anything should happen, and this should bridge between here and here, what's going to happen is you're going to have an electrical short circuit. And what's going to happen is you're going to have uncontrolled electron flow between these two poles of the battery. Now, the uncontrolled electron flow between these two poles will cause heat to build up inside here. That heat will literally boil the electrolyte that is inside this battery. When it boils, what's going to happen is it's going to turn to a steam, and it's going to cause this thing to bulge, probably right here in the middle of the battery. Now, if you have this thing in a tube mod, we'll say, that bulge here in the middle of this battery is going to prevent this thing from coming out. It's going to basically jam it into place. It's going to be like a bullet inside the barrel of a rifle, and it's just going to jam into place, and it's going to build up pressure. Now, when this thing decides to gets to a certain pressure, inside here, I don't know if you can see it, inside here, there is a metal top, okay? That metal top in there has score marks in it. Now, when the pressure inside this battery gets to a certain point, that thing pops off. It goes pop like that, allowing that boiling hot electrolyte that's in here to vent out through these little openings here. Now, if this thing is jammed into place and that starts coming out, what's going to happen is if you do not take the bottom of your tube mod off real quick, when you start feeling this thing getting hot, this thing can blow. Okay? What you do is you take that bottom off. Try to shake it. If it doesn't come out, the best thing is to actually just toss this thing out onto some dirt so that way it's away from people. All right? God forbid it should happen to you, but in case this should ever happen, this is what you should do. Keep it, either toss it away and make sure that it's not pointing toward anybody or anything like a dog, your cat, or whatever. So that way, if it should blow off, it will not turn around. It will not hurt anybody. The best thing, like I said, to do is to just make sure that this thing is away from you completely and away from anybody. Just throw it into the dirt someplace where it can't hurt somebody. All right? But yeah, that's what these things here are for. I know you can't see it too well, but these little things here are designed to go in here to prevent a short circuit between the negative side and the positive side. Okay? It'd be great if I could bring this up so that way you can see what I'm talking about. Negative side, positive side. Okay? So, all right, let me whack the zoom out on this again. Okay. Now that we got that off and you have a little idea of what's happening inside your battery if the battery should decide to vent, let me show you what we're going to do. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a label on. Now, I print these labels out on my P-Touch, okay? It has the name of the manufacturer, the type of battery that it is, what set it is. Now, you can see here, this says set 3-A, this says it's set 3-B. Set 3 is the set that it's in. A, B, and C is the designation for each battery within that set, okay? So I print these things out, like I said, on my P-Touch. You can just turn around and take an ordinary mailing label and write it on there yourself, but this is a lot easier. And you just take this, cut it out, and now what you're going to do is you're just going to peel off the backing. Now, what I do is I look for the manufacturer's printing that's on the battery itself, and I just put this here just right below it onto the bezel itself. This is not going to hurt the battery in any way, shape, or form. It's plastic, so it's not going to bother it. It's totally inert. Thank you. Sorry about that. My phone was letting me know I got an email. Now, what you're going to do next is you're going to take your battery terminals and, all right, let me zoom in on this so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, as you can see, you have this little ring here with the center, thank you, center donut that's punched out of this material. Now what you're going to do is you're going to gently lift this up and you're going to take out that little donut. Now sometimes that center piece comes out too. You don't want that center piece, so you just pop that out like so. Flick that away. So you have a little ring like this. Now, like I said before, this has a self-adhesive here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take, what I do here is I'll take a insulated material, stick it to that, and then we take that and we take it and position it right here on the top of the battery, right like that. So that way it's right there in place, and then you just push this down and make sure that it's stuck into place. Now, as you saw earlier, when I took the wrapping off, the plastic insulator, that's that black thing right here that you're seeing, came off really easy. Now, because this thing has a self-adhesive on here, if that wrap should ever catastrophically come off like that, this will still stay in place. So you just want to make sure that it is like stuck in place very nicely, so that way those vent holes are not obstructed in any way, shape, or form. Like that. Bada bing. Okay? Now, let's zoom out here. Okay, now that we've got that done, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the battery wrap. Now, this is just PVC insulating material that's basically, it's a shrink wrap. So you're going to take this, put it between your fingers like that, and then just move it like so. Take the top side of your battery and gently work it into the inside of the wrap. Now, I am going to bring the zoom here out again so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, this is, the wrap itself is larger than the battery. You want that to happen. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that the battery here, there's some overlap here on each side of the battery. See that? Like that. And like that. Okay? That, I'll show you what that's for in a minute. All right? So let's bring the zoom back down. All right? Let's clear the decks here so that way we don't have stuff flying all over the place. Get rid of all of this extraneous stuff. And we'll get rid of this stuff. Put that over there. All right, now, oh, garbage. All right, so now, next thing we're going to do is going to put down this to protect our top. Now, when I start up this hairdryer, it's going to get pretty noisy. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as I start it up, I am going to cut the audio here so that way you don't have to turn around and listen to this and have it. If you're wearing headphones, I guarantee you it's going to be very noisy. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do now first. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to start at the positive end, okay? I'm going to take my hairdryer and I'm going to lay it down like this and I'm going to heat it. So that way this wrap gets hot. When this gets hot, it's going to shrink right around the battery. And this area here, like this, is going to literally wrap around the top like this, okay? Holding this insulator in place and ensuring that there's no potential for the positive side and the negative side to come in contact. And you'll see this ridge right that's here, this ridge is going to suddenly start to disappear. Like, I'll work it from this end, the positive side, down toward the negative, and then I'll flip it over, and then I'm going to heat this end, and this edge will curl over like that. Okay? So, all right, here we go. All right, I'm going to start this thing now, so it's going to go quiet, and I might even put a little bit of music in here so you can see what's happening. So you don't have to just listen to dead air space. But all right, on high, here we go. Done. All right. Now, I don't know how well you were able to see that, but let me bring the zoom here in and bring the focus in so you can see. Now, yes, if this does not look quite as pretty as the one that came from the factory, but then again, I'm not using the same thickness of material that they used at the factory, and I also don't have a very heavy-duty heat tunnel to put these things through. And, well, I guess I can still turn around and heat this a little bit more. That didn't turn around and completely heat down. Hold on a second. I'm going to cut this for a second. Okay, there we go. Now you can see it's fully and completely shrunk down onto the metal. And there's the top piece. Yeah, there we go. And you can still see the manufacturer's writing on the inside and the little label that I put in there. So this way I always know which set this goes in. Done. All right. Let's head on back up to the up to the face cam, and we'll turn around and discuss this a little bit more, okay? Talk to you in a few. All right. Welcome back topside, folks. All right. Now that you've seen the procedure for doing this, okay, you see just how easy it can be, okay? There's no big secret, no big conspiracy to keep you from having a safe battery, okay? It's that easy. It really is. All right. These are some batteries that I wrapped afterwards, okay? Yeah, 3 batteries. As you can see, I did exactly the same thing on these batteries that you saw on the ones that I did in the video, okay? These batteries are now perfectly safe. They will continue to be perfectly safe until the wraps start to get messed up again, or until the batteries start to get so old that they can't have a charge or anything like that. I plan on doing a couple of other videos on this subject, not just on wraps, but also on other things to deal with battery safety. This was originally going to be part of a giant, all-encompassing video on batteries and battery safety, especially now with the holiday season being on us. A lot of you guys out there who are new vapors, first-time vapors, who are deciding to go up to something like this from an Ego twist pen that is sealed and you can't do diddly squat, or you might have gotten yourself a Von Earl or a MyJet or something like that. And now you want to turn around, you want to graduate up and start doing all the stuff that everybody else is doing. I understand that. Been there, done that, okay? But I will tell you this. I'm an electronics tech by training, okay? I've got a lot of other things that I've done in my life too. But working on computers and working on electronics is one of my passions, along with photography and a couple of other things. One of the things I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to tell you this straight. Okay, and this is just me to you. Electricity, if you don't already know it, is something that is all pervasive. Everybody's used to having one of these things, okay? Regular AA battery, they don't even think about it. They pop it into your MP3 player, you pop it into headsets. Just about everything today that we use without plugging into a wall runs on something like this. Okay, that is a rechargeable AA battery. This here is just as dangerous as this. Your regular, sorry for reaching over, your regular AA batteries, your non-rechargeable AA batteries, these things are just as dangerous as this or as this. Okay, any battery that you have can have the potential for being dangerous if you don't use them right. You know, we don't even think about these things. Most people will go down to the store, pick up a pack of these things, pop them into whatever the heck they're using it on. When they stop working, they pull them out, they throw them in the trash can, and they don't even think about it. Now, if you got aluminum foil sitting in that trash can and this happens to land on it and comes across here and it comes across here, this thing can vent just as violently, even in a depleted, used state, as this can. Yes, this can be just as dangerous as this or this, and nobody thinks about it. I'm here to tell you today, folks, any battery that you play with is dangerous. This thing here, if you look on the top of this has the same type of wrap on it, the same type of shrink wrap on it that this has, okay? Same type of shrink wrap. This is a button top battery, this is a flat top battery. This is a button top battery, this is a button top battery. This is rechargeable, this isn't. You can actually recharge these things, but it takes a lot of time and they really don't work that well. But these things here are as rechargeable as that. Okay? Please, especially around kids. This goes for your mod, this goes for your kids' Game Boy, whatever the heck they're playing with that takes a battery, takes one of these things. Teach them safety. Please teach them safety. It is a lesson that they need to know, and a lesson that will serve them well in their lives, just as much as learning how to back out of a driveway safely with their new car that they just turned around, they're just learning how to drive, or learning how to parallel park without scraping the fenders off of the car. Okay? Seriously. These things are a life lesson, and how to use these things and how to use them safely, I should say, is just as much of a life lesson as learning how to brush your teeth. Okay? Please, take the time to talk to your kids. Take the time to talk to your wife or significant other. Please, take your time. Learn battery safety. Now, as I said, this is going to wind up being not just a one-off. This is going to wind up being part of a thing. What I'm going to be looking at, if you'll excuse me for turning my back on you for a second here. In the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing this. This is a Wismec Noisy Cricket. Okay? This was going to be a review. But everybody and his brother, okay, has done a review on a Wismec Noisy Cricket. The latest thing out is the new Wismec Noisy Cricket 2/25, I think it is. I'm not sure. However, the battery safety that you need to know for this, okay? The battery safety that you need to know. Shows you how good I am. For one of these, yeah, this thing's really, really bad. I've got to clean this thing up before we do anything. For a mech mod like this, oh God, that is nasty. I got to clean that up. That thing's got a bad patina on it. The safety that you need to know for one of these things, or for one of these things, absolutely, positively carries through to your everyday life. Okay? And what I'm going to be doing in these coming videos is how to make your coils for a mech mod, series mech mod. This is a single 18650 mech mod. This is a dual series 18650 mech mod. This will get you into a lot of trouble if you don't do it right. Okay? We're going to go into Ohm's law. Okay? Okay. Don't go turning me off already. This is something you need to know. Okay? So what I plan on doing, I don't know when I'm going to get around to it, because life has been absolutely handing me a bunch of lemons, and I've been trying to make lemonade for the last couple of weeks and months. But I am going to be doing a series on battery safety and on how to build these things. Okay? It sounds a lot easier than it actually is. Okay? So bear with me, folks. All right. I've jabbered my jowls enough. You've seen what you need to see. Suffice it to say, please, 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 no matter which one of these things you decide to make use of in the future, okay? Sorry, let me pop that up so you can see it. Any battery that you do, please, I beg you, please be careful with them. Don't go binning them, chucking them into the garbage can as soon as they're finished. Keep them separate. Make sure that they don't turn around and they don't come in contact. One of the things I usually do with one of these things before I chuck them into the recycling bin, so I'll turn around, I'll take an ordinary piece of Scotch tape, just like this. Ordinary piece of Scotch tape. Put it across the top. Because even in a depleted state, this thing can be dangerous. Just put the little piece of Scotch tape on there. That makes them safe. Okay? All right. Let me get out of here. Let me let you folks get on to your whatever you're going to be doing. I don't know if I'm going to be putting out another video before Christmas time, because it's like a week now before Christmas. I just want to say to each and every one of you out there, have a wonderful, safe holiday season. Have a safe Christmas, a safe and happy Hanukkah, a wonderfully safe and happy Kwanza to all of those people out there that celebrate Kwanza. Also, to those of you who celebrate Yule, have a happy, healthy, and safe Yule. Everyone, take care. God bless. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be ever at your back. May the Lord hold you in the hollow of his hand, and may you be in heaven a half an hour before the devil knows you're dead. Bye for now. If you like what you just saw, don't forget to hit the like button down there, or that big round thing that you're seeing right over here. That's the subscribe button. Right up above it, you'll see a couple of links to a couple of my most recent videos. If you want to see more about me, hit those. Thanks for watching. Take care.